start of it. 400 were left afterwards, still in Florida, when the U.S. government basically decided to say they'd won and stop fighting because it was getting too much. For a long time, Billy Bowlegs tried to keep a peace going with America. He tried to show that people could live together. He famously at one point turned over 4 Seminole men who had attacked and killed a settler group, settler family, in retaliation for things that happened during the war, because there was bad blood on both sides. He caught them and turned them over to the American government in Fort Myers, I believe it's Fort Myers or Fort Brooke, to basically show, look, we can work together. In the end, he came across the American policies of Indian removal. Southerners did not want to have Native Americans still living in the area, and continued to build up pressure. There was an act passed in 1848 called the Armed Occupation Act, which basically, it was a homesteading act that allowed any American who had weapons, who had guns, to move outside of 20 miles of a base in Florida and be able to claim land if they stayed there and farmed it for a year. This would specifically get armed people moving further into area that Seminole were in to build up problems. It eventually spilled over. What they called the Third Seminole War started up. Billy Bowlegs and his people fought for a while. The Army, however, was changing tactics. The Second War, there were a lot of losses, there were a lot of problems because of the way the Army tried to fight. They learned things in that. They learned how to fight in the swamp, which they hadn't known during the Second War. They also decided to stop going after the soldiers. They stopped going after the Seminole warriors and instead went to the camps. And they would go there, capture the women, the children, and the elders who weren't fighting. They originally took them to Fort Myers to hold them before shipping them out to Oklahoma. The problem was Fort Myers was too swampy. This is an area Seminole were used to, and it almost became a revolving door for people to escape from. The solution they hit upon was to take them here. So the Seminole who were captured were brought out to Egmont Key. A stockade was built somewhere on the island. I'm going to show you where we think it most likely was, but we can't prove this. We've been trying to find evidence to show exactly where it was, but we'll go to the most likely spot. They brought them here to hold them. Often they would hold them here for an extended period and take one person to send back out as a messenger to find the Seminole warriors and say, hey, your family has been taken. They're going to go out to Oklahoma. If you want to be with them, you should surrender and come with them to Oklahoma. This was a really good strategy. It worked really well, and in the end, Billy Bowlegs and his group turned themselves in at Fort Myers. And he and roughly 137 were brought here, they met with the people here, the total of 137, the ones who were already here. We know a lot about this meeting because it was covered by the New York Herald. There were journalists with the American soldiers because this war was huge news. This was front page news all across the country because it was Indian War still going on. It was the last stage of Indian removal. So there were multiple pages in the New York Herald about the end of the Florida War that talked about the people coming in, talked about his family, talked about when they were brought here, when the soldiers met their families who had been captured, the cries of happiness from people who were seeing each other for the first time in a while, wails from people who found out lost were dead. All of this happened in one night that they were here. They stayed here for one night. Then they were all put on a ship called the Gray Cloud to take them to New Orleans, and from New Orleans up to Oklahoma to the Seminole